Alrighty. How are we looking? Chat is live. We're good there. Multi-stream. Let's open up chat on that. Yeah. So, we have had an update. Pretty big update for Diablo 4. An update that included an expansion pack. So we are kinda, we're just gonna start from scratch because I've noticed everything basically has had a rebalance of some description. So let's start from scratch, see just how difficult it still is. Is that on both ears? It is. Oh wait, that was the wrong thing. It's under accessories, that is. Ooh. Hairstyle. Let's go for this one. And we're gonna go for it in Copper Shimmer. Sure, why not? Refined focus, sure. No earrings. Bandit smoke, why not? And we don't need to worry about that. So, we're doing a seasonal character, and this one shall be Stupidous. Because this character is going to be starting off, so we're going to be going for normal difficulty, obviously. Now I will say I have done a little bit of the DLC, a little bit of the expansion, I guess.
By three they come. By three thy way opens.
And a new one began. It started with Lilith and Inarius, the creators of Sanctuary. They each had their own twisted plans for humanity. Lilith most of all.
Salvation lies not in the light, but in you.
Our only hope was a wanderer who'd been fed the demon's blood. This bond with Lilith was the key to unraveling her plans. Others joined the cause. I, Loras, was one of them. So was my old friend Donan and Neyrelle. I wish things had turned out differently for her. We learned that Lilith wanted more than to empower humanity.
This key unlocks more than the doors of hell. It unlocks our path to the future.
She aimed to devour her father, Mephisto, the Lord of Hatred. He was being reborn in hell.
He's still weak, vulnerable. I must strike before he can resist.
If Lilith succeeded, we'd all be damned. We had no choice but to follow her into hell. The Angel Inarius and his Cathedral of Light were on the demon's trail too. An army of sheep led by a mad lion. The fool saw it as his destiny to kill Lilith.
The heavens do not speak to you anymore.
Through it all, there was another force tugging on the threads of fate. Mephisto himself. He had sent a herald to help the Wanderer hunt Lilith. Not for our benefit, but to save his own hide. Perhaps he was expecting us to join him.
Your lives and those of all humanity depend on what you do next. Choose wisely.
Neyrelle imprisoned Mephisto instead. Doing so also robbed Lilith of the power she so craved. I can't say what went through the demon's mind. Anger, yes, but was there more? Regret? Sadness? With her last breath, she warned us of a dire future.
Without me, you would have no victory.
Neyrelle went off to extinguish Mephisto for good. Her heart was in the right place, but it was a terrible burden to bear alone. Lilith had been cast down, but our battle with Hell had just begun.
Alrighty. Wait, what? That's not right. It's skip the campaign? No, 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 no. Okay, that was stupid. Yeah, we gotta leave the game and create a new character. It skipped the campaign, but I don't remember telling it to. Right. What was our thing? We were 1 of 4. We were this. We were that. Threshed wheat, which was copper shimmer. Hair was refined focus. Bandit smoke. No makeup. No markings. Change campaign state. Start with the original. And this is Stupidious. And we're doing on normal. Right. So, yes. Didn't realize we had to go through it that way. Okay, so, skip cutscene. No, we are not going to change from this gear. This is going to be our gear for the rest of the game. Spark, that, and... go for the flickering one. Chain, yep, chain lightning for sure. Critical strike, 30% chance. Critical strikes have a chance to reset the cooldown. Do we have the lucky hit chance thing yet? No, we do not. Right, well, let's put a bunch of points into that just to start us off. Point into chain lightning, and now already early in, but we can get lightning spear. So, this'll do alright. We have also, I should clarify as well, we have gone ahead and I collected all of the altars of Lilith, so that we are actually fighting basically as strong as we can get. But it's still going to be a tricky one. Like, that's 78 intelligence. I think intelligence is going to be our damage. Yep. Intelligence is our damage, so that's going to be our focus. We can go ahead and skip this here. Yep, this person will lead us in. We're just trying to see, like, can we... I mean, I know we can do Act 1 and 2. We did them as a necromancer before the rebalance and everything like that. Now, we are trying a sorcerer, because the sorcerer, I think we've got the potential. We might be able to do it. I don't think so, but we can try it. So, yep, there we go. Skip on that. We've leveled up, so we can go ahead and that stuns for 2 seconds when critically striking. Yeah, that's definitely going to happen. Because we are going to upgrade our stuff so that we eventually have the insane level of damage you can do with it. Or like the critical strike chances. There's one of the things you can do which will give you a serious upgrade to your ability, where you can increase up to 3%. Like every time you do lightning damage, it ups your critical strike chance by 3, but it will reset every time it successfully crits. It's immensely powerful, because you can end up with, like, basically making it so that almost every hit is a critical. It is possible to get to that level of power. So that is what we're going to be aiming for. Something we should have done before. And this will actually be alright. Whoop. There we go. So we can do that. We're going to just... I mean, I know we don't have to search through here, but we may as well. While we're at it. We'll go kill these things because experience is going to be a premium. That's what we got to focus on more than anything else right now. See? Level 3. Even these guys like that? Yep. Sorted. So that'll be that. We're not quite at our max level things just yet. Right. Oop. Okay, I missed, but I still managed to kill it anyway. That works. So, like, the majority of Diablo 4, actually the majority of Diablo as a series is basically getting better gear, better numbers, all of that kind of stuff. So, I have seen people go through and do, like, grey quality items, but we're trying it with no pickups. Like, we're not going to pick up items, and we are going to... Like, every item we do get, we're just gonna, like, recycle at the blacksmith.
I need time to prepare that.
We also can't temper our gear or anything like that. We can upgrade our potions, but we can't do, like, tempering or anything like that. That's not permitted.
I'm not ready yet.
Right, we're not quite there just yet. We're going to put another point into Chain Lightning then, I guess. That's going to be our fella.
I need time to prepare that.
There's a few ones done. So we've got 3 more ability slots that are openable. Ball Lightning, I think, is going to be one, maybe. Maybe not, actually. Ball Lightning's really useful when you synergize it with one of the unique or legendary items, I think it is. Causes it to orbit around you. But we're trying no gear, so maybe Ball Lightning is not going to be the one.
Out of mana once again. I'm not ready yet.
So he's going to do that. Yeah, I don't think he's meant to be fought when you've got 12 skill points or anything. He is meant to be,
I need time
you
to
know,
prepare that.
you've got 4 skill points. He's the first thing you fight, basically, that has a health bar like that.
You've returned.
I have.
The old route.
And there we go. Open this.
You are blessed like us now.
Not quite. So what are we going to get? Teleport could be something. Oh wait, no. Ooh, Blizzard could potentially be something. Or maybe Meteor or Firewall. Firewall could definitely help. I don't think Ball Lightning is going to be the one for us. We are going to need to use fire damage, because fire we can eventually upgrade to where... where is it? Up here. Yep. Heal for 1% max life for each nearby burning enemy. So that's going to be one of the things that's very helpful for us. So there, Chapel Key is sorted. We need to do the, like, get to level 25 thing. I think it's 25. Maybe it's 15 for the Sorcerer. When you get the ability to open up enchantment slots.
Not while I know tales. Like the ones I was fed.
There we go.
Is this real?
How did I get out here? Yep, you picked me up. Let's head on over.
I need more time.
I'm pretty sure we are still in a seasonal unit. Aren't we? Yeah, we are seasonal, so we can still make progress in the seasonal quest line and everything, even before we finish it. We're going to be fine.
I'm not ready yet.
In here, and then we can make our way through, head on up to... It's actually sort of pointing out stuff on the map. Does it always do that, or is it just because I've got some kind of objective thing? I'm guessing there's an objective, or it's a patch thing, because I've never seen that before. There we go. Right, so we're off to Kiovashad.
This close to the city.
Yep.
Evil is spreading.
So yeah. I would like to maintain this level of power, but I don't think I'm going to.
Never thought I'd live to see all this.
Yep, those need to be salvaged.
Not ready yet.
The angel. Let's not linger. Kiovashad lies just ahead.
Right, come on.
Hold. To enter the city, you must
We have
first...
no time for this.
Ugh. Right, oh wait. Yeah, I gotta start the conversation.
Take a piece of holy cedar wood from the shrine and inscribe it with the seal.
Right.
Then cast it into the brazier. As the fire burns the wood, so too will the light burn away your sin. Good.
There we
I'm
go.
not ready yet.
So we are still allowed to use, like,
What did you write on the little piece of wood? I'm off to something about hubris or pride, perhaps.
let's see, which...
As little, I suppose.
No, we're gonna go for the cat. Ooh, wait. Yep, I'm gonna buy those. Go for that, and we'll go for Herodric Tomb.
Light shine on
There we go.
Tattoos, sway back, cloudy eyes.
Yeah, my munch is better. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure yours is fine, but ours is a cat. So, pets. That is so friggin' cute. Love that one. Right, our gear. We're going to go for, what is the most plate mail looking? Yeah, I guess let's go for the Awoken Archenemy mantle. And... really? You couldn't be proper leg armor, could you? Evidently not. Right, what are these fancy pants? Oh, Shell of the Soul Drinker. Ooh, the Soul Drinker set actually does look pretty cool. Where is the one? Royal Mariner, that's the one. Okie dokes. So, we now look as cool as we're going to look. We're never going to look better than this. This is the peak. Oh wait, crap.
Wait. The old man sold me this too. He said he didn't need it anymore, but I think he'd want it back all the same.
I'm not
Well, let's give it back to him.
Ah, no problem.
There we go. Hey, Kino. Things are going well. Just been,
Take one of my steel.
yeah, having a flat-out week at work and everything. But back from a business trip, which took me over to the client for a day. Now I am just chilling out here, enjoying myself. Gonna have a nice quiet weekend. How is yourself? What you been up to? And hopefully it's been a good week for you. I'm actually gonna grab a little, or do I?
Through penitence and faith. Walk in the light.
That's a Guinness Zero. Okay, those are all beers. I've only got beers in that fridge thing. Oh, didn't actually see the wee ping thing. Thank you, Jacob, for the follow on TikTok.
Take the night's report before you go.
Hire the doggos. Doggo is good. Doggo is good. The cat is over with the other half sister, lives there now. It is keeping pretty good. Just being usual crazy cat. Doggo is... Yeah, Doggo is relaxing. Keeps saying needs to go out the back. And then when we offer her out the back, she doesn't want to go. So I think she's just messing with us. Although she was eating grass this morning, apparently. Which makes me think her tummy's probably not the best at the moment. Which is unfortunate. But yeah, the cat. Hopefully at some point soon get to see the cat. Cause every time we see it, like, her tail gets so poofy. Like, her tail just, like, seriously fluffs up whenever all of us head over at the same time. To the point where the other day, it was... Or not the other day, I think it was last week, actually. It was the biggest we've ever seen it, because it was legitimately... Her tail was as wide as, like, the entire rest of her body. Like, it was as wide at the thickest part of the tail as her torso was, her head was, all that. It was very cute. She is an adorable little kitten. Open the door for me. But yeah, what you been up to? You been playing anything good? Been streaming anything? I haven't actually seen a gone live sort of notification for a wee bit. But also at the same time, I don't think I've signed in. I had to get a new phone because my previous one, like, camera lens cracked. And I was like, I would still, like, yes, I've got the good camera, but I also like being able to take photos on my phone. Especially whenever I'm doing, like, sort of more mobile stuff. Appropriately, mobile stuff. Because I would be doing little motion shots of some of the Warhammer figurines that I'm painting and all. I've got a little bit better at painting them. There's a few ones I've got Monday and Tuesday booked off as well, so I'm thinking by the time I go back, I would like it to be where I've painted at least the marine part of my Death Guard army. So I am trying to get back into it. I'm definitely improving in sort of the skill set and all, because the one I painted recently was... It was for a game in the store, local store. So painted it up, had good fun with it, and it only took me about 3.5 hours to get to that level of sort of paint on it. And I was like, I'm happy with this. Yes, I need to do more edge highlighting and all, but it's 3.5 hours to get a Lord of Contagion from the Death Guard painted to where I was really happy with it. Like, I got the flame effect done with, like, a green sort of flame effect, and I was like, I like this. So that's how I'm going to be painting all of my Death Guard ones. Whole pile of Tyranids I still need to assemble and paint and everything. I have assembled all of my rats from the Scaventide box and my Stormcasts. Stormcasts, I've done a couple of test paints just to see, like, color schemes, and find a really sort of nice one, which, very religious-y looking. Definitely the guys that are holding the things they look like they're part of an order or something, part of some kind of religious order that would have all of that kind of gear. I wouldn't say I'm an expert. I'm definitely not an expert. I'm just getting better at the techniques and having a steadier hand. You know, gotta have the painter's triangle going on. But a few ones in work have actually started doing it more recently. One of them picked up the Space Marine 2 set and was just like, oh, you'll be happy with these paints. He showed me all the paints he'd picked up out of the store, and I was like, ooh, so are you going for like this here sort of style and all? And he was sitting saying, it's like, yeah, I just don't know how to do like some of these things. He was looking at some of the Tyranid stuff, and I was just like, okay, so like, what's helpful about those is you actually know what kind of stuff it is. So that stuff that they've got on their shoulders, that's chitin. Lots of people say like chitin and everything. Like they'll be like, oh, it's chitinous armor. It's like, it's chitin. Which a lot of ones know the word. They just didn't realize that was the way it was spelled. And it was like, yep, no, that's actually, they always think it's with the K and all, which makes me chuckle a little bit. Because it just makes me think I also used to say chitin all the fucking time. Whenever I used to play like Quake 3, when I had Quake 3 Revolution on the PS2, I want to say. Yeah, Quake 3 Revolution on PS2 was what I had, and it had that sort of thing to it. Right, so we've got that. We're looking at new skills. Oh, okay, yes. We're gonna start putting into the passives for that. We're also just gonna collect the gold, because why wouldn't we? But yeah, I'm very excited. Like, the people I work with, all really dead on and everything. I get on well with so many of them, so it's like, yeah, obviously, if there's an opportunity for us to sit and play Warhammer, because it was my first game of, like, Warhammer, sitting playing it at the weekend, the ones that were there were so many of them that had, like, really, really top quality stuff and all, and they were like, yeah, so this is one that I've painted. There's a few things. One of them was saying, oh, there's a few things I'm not 100% happy with the paint on it. And I was like, dude, that is legitimately an incredible paint job. It, like, you can see all kinds of stuff. Gotta do some stuff. I will do lots of murdering of bad guys for you, but not a problem. Yeah, even the ones, like, that were sort of new. One of them was asking, it's like, I'm really sorry, this is my first game. Could you, like, help me? I was like, it's my first game too. I'm also really sorry. And then one of the other guys was just like, we got you, buddy. So everyone else was just sort of like, okay, yep, no, so you roll for this here. And they were telling me the sort of things, but they weren't telling me in like a do this. They were telling me in a, it's like, okay, here's the explanation of what you're doing sort of thing. So it was like, oh, okay, I get you now. I'm with you. I mean, me and Warhammer go way back. Not as far back as like my childhood, and yeah, I started out with the video games and all. Started out with Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine on the Xbox 360, and then I got Dawn of War Soulstorm. No, Dawn of War Dark Crusade. I got Dawn of War Dark Crusade, then I got Dawn of War Soulstorm, then I got Dawn of War and Winter Assault, the Game of the Year one. And was there another one for Dawn of War 1? I can't remember actually, but I got all of those out of order, basically. Started enjoying them, and then eventually I had a good enough PC to play Dawn of War 2. Dawn of War 3 came out, but we don't talk about that. Stuff like Kill Team. Yeah, there were so many games that I was like, yeah, this is my kind of jam. I like this.
Over there, the hoist.
Ah, there we go. The hoist.
Time to prepare
At last, I'll ride out.
So, that will open that up. Gross. Cut it in half. Yep, there we go. You can get reinforcements if you want. I don't care. Gate of Kasama. Hello, buddy.
The escort. They're
So, all of this stuff would be great to equip, but no. We're not changing our gear. No gear is allowed to change at any point.
I'm not.
Because we are playing like idiots. That's how we do this playthrough.
What is this?
That's our purpose. There we go. Yep. So we can just speed through all of this. Get these guys wiped. Ooh, there's 2 of them. Right.
I need time to prepare.
Perfection. Come on. Keep being viable targets. That's all I want from you. Just be a good little target. I feel like it's possibly easier as well, since they have released the DLC, because the numbers are just more in line. You know, they feel more consistent, the numbers. You're not sitting going, it's like, okay, so everything has to be doing 250 damage or anything, because it doesn't. You can get away with doing less damage now, because numbers, like everything, just feels lower, but that brings like your level 1 and your level 50 a lot closer together in terms of things. So, gonna grab quickly. Little tin of juice. It's not actually juice. It's an energy drink. But 1 is allowed. 1 will not affect me that dearly.
So cute.
Plus, I'm a little bit tired still from... So, to head over for the conference thing I went to, the flight was at 6:15. No, 6:45, sorry. But, roadworks going on and all, so I expected all kinds of delays about the place. So I got up at 4 AM to get to the airport, make sure there was lots of time, all of that, and get in before security had even opened in the airport, and I was like, oh dear God, I didn't realize that was a thing. So I woke up at 4 AM, and I probably, from how long it took me to get through and all, I really could have got away with being so much later. Because I legitimately was waiting for 2 hours on the flight. And at that time of the morning, the shops aren't open, really. They had a skeleton crew on stuff, so it was like, yeah, what do I do here? What do I do?
I know my precious mother.
Whoop. Okay. Whoop. That works. Let's get that. We should also definitely go for the crackling mana thing. Like crackling energy giving mana. We will get that upgrade at some point. We just have a few other things that we want to get first, such as stuns. Stuns would be a great thing to be getting. Right. Next door. Oh, this will be the one that'll give us the, what do you call it? Yeah, this is like a wave defense thing now.
No, we're coming.
There we go. Gift of the Mother. Call yourself an elite. There we go. Bye-bye. Not exactly difficult. Want to do your little...
You've mastered.
There we go. Now we open up. And we'll keep on fighting. Nairel's following me, storming the gates, pursue Lilith.
I'm out of mana.
So, my hope, whenever we fight Nairel's one, okay, thank God. was very worried for a second there. I was like, oh, please don't tell me. I need to make sure I'm not actually, like, hovering over stuff when I do attacks. Because then I might accidentally lift something I don't want to lift. Because if it auto-equips, that's automatic failure of the run. Death? No. Death won't fail us. We can die as many times as we need to die, and it will be fine. But, with that being said, equipping something is a failure. That Crusher actually just saved us from taking frost damage, which was very nice of him. What's nice as well is the DLC actually gives you access to another healing potion usage and 2 more skill slots. Skill points. That was it. Skill points you get. Whoop. There we go. Okay, so we're still only doing about 2 damage apiece, but still.
This area. It looks like the same kinds of magic as before.
Well, you want to try and dispel it? So the Crusher is... You're talking a couple of casts of a 4 skill, I think they are. These guys will die to 1 hit. So we're about 8 damage. Playing very good. Got some skills as well. I'm glad to hear you've got the skills. This is going to be one where skills are entirely necessary. Not so much in me being able to have skills, more so in the fact that I'm not allowed to change any of this gear. All of this gear has to remain exactly the same. Not allowed to change anything. We're only using starting equipment. We're allowed to, like, break everything down. We're allowed to do all of that, but we cannot change the stuff we have equipped. So, maybe we could be esports players. Highly doubt it, considering the fact that I still get wiped out when I'm playing against, like, I haven't successfully killed a single person in the PvP zones. I've probably managed to extract about 25,000 seeds of hatred, but I haven't actually survived when fighting another person. I just get really lucky in the fact that they don't try to mess with me whenever we're... Oh my god, this is such a difference compared to pre-patch. Pre-patch Necromancer, these guys were taking about 5 minutes to kill each one. Now we're just like, okay, so we can actually kill a few of these Hellspawn in some pretty alright manners. So what do my hobbies look like? Do you mean like aside from like Diablo and like sort of Xbox and everything? I play a good bit of Warhammer. Big fan of like the Warhammer games. I enjoy painting them. I've been painting some recently. Behind my green screen is my bookshelf where I will eventually be putting some of my units on display as I get more and more stuff painted up for them. But those would be my main sort of things that I do. And then... Guess I like a bit of music now and then. Like I do... Like, I know how to play guitar. I used to play a lot of guitar, in fact. Used to busk for, like, a way to make rent and everything. But, sadly, you know... Oh, artist. Very nice. That's one of the things that I never did manage to figure out how the hell to get... Like, I'm not good at, like, digital creating graphics or anything. I can only really do paint by number sort of things. Those would be the most sort of things I can do. Which is probably why I enjoy Warhammer so much, because Warhammer basically is just paint by numbers. Nyrel, sozzles to hear about your loss. We're going to do Shocking Impact, so 26 damage when we stun someone. We can Healing Upgrade. And Windfall Hollow. Right, we need to go to the Mistral Woods and find the stuff there, and we need to go up to there and speak with Reverend Mother Prava. Let's go speak with Prava first. You can, like, fire it through in a link to me. I can't really check it out right now or anything. Also, if it's, like, for the purpose of, like, selling artworks and everything, I don't really make enough to,
I'm not ready yet.
like, buy lots of artwork and everything, sadly. And yeah, I just recently actually got some arts redone, so I'm not in the market for, like, buying sort of stuff, but I am always interested in seeing what kind of art people create. I'm a big fan of, I think it's, like, is it Martin Pridvich or something? Can I add you on Discord?
I need more time.
You can fire the details through. I barely ever am on Discord, to be perfectly honest with you, but, like, I guess, why not? I am one of the ones that I'm very bad at social media, in that I rarely use it. I use Instagram Reels just to scroll for memes, all that kind of stuff. You know what, maybe we should do the Stronghold there? No. You know what, we're gonna skip out on the Stronghold stuff for now, and we're just gonna focus on the thing. Maybe we'll do the Stronghold if we still need a bit of experience in order to unlock the, what do you call it? Summoning things. No worries. Yeah, I'll try and remember to sort of add that and have a look. One of the handy things, if you're interested in art design and everything, is it's always handy having, like, a public portfolio as well. One of the things that kind of gets overlooked, I guess. A lot of people don't really put out a public portfolio, and they still, like, they'll instead go, it's like, hey, can I message each individual person my art? It's, you know, it's a way of doing things, but if you've got, like, a publicly visible portfolio that you can link people to and all, that's actually a really helpful thing. It's a bit like saying, it's like, oh, hey, yeah, can I send you recordings of my songs, versus just like, oh, yeah, go on Spotify and here's a song. I mean, if you use Spotify recently, you know, obviously if you're a creator in the US, you're possibly a little bit miffed at that right now, so you're possibly thinking more along the lines of, it's like, maybe I'll just use Amazon Music or something, or Deezer, Tidal, any of the DSPs that really isn't that big one that has pissed a lot of people off recently by doing their whole bundled thing, meaning potentially lower revenue, lower royalty revenue going to artists, despite the fact that Spotify was created as a song platform, a musical platform. Still quite heavily marketed as a music platform, but with the whole thing of bundling recently, with the, like, courses you can now get on Spotify, as well as all kinds of other little tidbits here and there, it's devalued the money going to composers,
I need time.
which is, you know, I mean, I work in publishing, so I kind of have a vested interest in money going to composers, but even still, I don't think it's unreasonable to say that if your platform is predominantly used for music, most of the revenue payout should be going to artists, songwriters, composers, all those kinds of people. And the fact that that is a controversial thing to be saying, it's like, it's only controversial if you are exploiting people. Otherwise, it's not controversial. It's a bit like, you know, oh, is it controversial to give free school lunches to school children? It's like, I don't think it is controversial, because I don't think anyone out there is pro starvation, pro malnutrition, pro anything like that. You know, I think most people would say it's like, yeah, I'm actually very in favor of people being able to eat food and not having to, like, skip meals at such a young age.
I need time to prepare that.
We live in a fucked up time, don't we? Yeah. It should also be probably very obvious at this point that I'm extremely tired. Hence why the conversation is probably weirder than you're used to. I'm not normally this political, I swear. Normally I'm sitting talking about it's just like, I like Guinness Zero. And I do like Guinness Zero. I very much like Guinness Zero. I just don't have a pint glass in the room with me at the minute. Otherwise I might actually pour a Guinness Zero. I have a few in a little fridge there. Smithwick Zero would also be a nice one. Don't know if any of you actually drink beers or anything, but Smithwick's is a good shout. Highly recommend them for if you want a really nice smooth drink. Or alternatively, get a oh, hello there. Big dog. Big dog. Alternatively, get a WKD Blue. Blue Wicked. Or a Smirnoff Ice or something, you know? Also really delicious. I should mute my phone. Oh, wow. The other half actually just sent a meme to me. She never sends me memes. Is she okay?
Their path always ends in fire and death.
That's interesting, for sure.
Seen enough. Open the door.
Yep, open the door for me. Lovely meat door. Everybody loves a good meat door, don't they? Hi, bloody dwarf. Okay, yep, now we go. Hey, Gerber. How are you? How's the Gerber baby? It is going pretty damn well. I have been having a heck of a week at work. I was over at a conference yesterday and over working from the client offices the day before. So I have been basically this entire week just trying to get all the data together for monthly KPI reporting, all of that kind of stuff. The lovely businessy words that you always hear about and goes like, oh god, isn't it annoying to have to create all of that? And the answer is yes, it is a little bit annoying to have to create it, but fortunately the week is done, the conference is over, was actually really good. Got a really good quality name badge. I'm not going to show it because it actually has my legal name and everything, so obviously I'm not going to disclose that. But it was pretty cool, little thing. Also, the lunch they had at it, oh my god, the lunch was incredible. It was like one of the things, you went up and you picked whichever sort of thing you wanted from the tables. So I went for, they had, get this, they had steamed saffron rice with smoked corn, smoked and braised corn, and halal chicken. And I was like, oh my god, this is actually incredible. Tried a bit of it and I was just like, yep, this is fantastic. Then for dessert, they had little meringue nests with raspberry. So meringue nests with raspberry and blackberry. I was like, okay, these are really tasty. Love the tartness of like the raspberry and the blackberry composed, like counterpointing the sweetness of the meringue, obviously. so it was delicious. And then they had these chocolate fudge brownies, which just the center of that brownie was just... it was the perfect level of density. It wasn't too gooey, it wasn't too firm, it was just right. So well done to the crowd for that there. But yeah, that's been my week. So how has your week been? Hopefully yours has also been wonderful and you've had a couple of really nice meals in it. Client office day, the meal Friday that I mostly had, I had a couple of pints of Guinness. That was the big part of my dinner, followed by a Five Guys, like Five Guys burger place, if you have those. 25 quid it cost me for a bacon cheeseburger and a large Cajun fry. And it was like 25 quid. Dear God. Like, prices just insane. I'm not gonna be dealing with those kinds of super expensive stuff. It's only whenever, you know, you get to charge stuff to accounts that maybe you'll be like, yeah, alright, I'll go for this. Although I probably should have been smarter and just gone, like, I'm going to keep the, like, buy a cheap meal deal or something, and I'm going to keep the rest of the stuff for myself. You're probably also noticing the fact that we've restarted this, just because of the release of Vessel of Hatred, new season and everything. We're just starting from scratch. But we're hopefully going to get through Act 1 and 2 tonight. That's my hope for it. And get ourselves set up so that tomorrow, because obviously I didn't stream at all this week because I had important stats to, like, put together, all that kind of stuff. So, didn't stream earlier in the week. I'm going to be making up for it by doing a lot of streaming this weekend instead. And then Monday, Tuesday, I have booked off, so I'm going to do even more. Truly a grinder. I am. I'm a little bit grindy. Whoop. Okay. Oh. Oh, fudge you. Okay, so we can fire this. That'll do that. Okay, so we've got a little bit of that. Okay, stay out of the way of that. There we go. Okie dokes. Perfection itself. Hopefully this will be enough XP for us to go and level up once we kill T'Chort, Herald of Lilith. T'Chort sounds almost like verbiage, you know? It's like, oh, so, what do you do? Oh, I'm just here to T'Chort. Kind of ground week. Irish beer, not as rare as one would imagine. You prefer Kilkenny, though? Oh, you're a Kilkenny one? Oop. For me, out of all the beers that I enjoy, though, Smithwick's is amongst my favourites. I just wish they did like a alcohol-free Smithwick's. That would be absolutely gorgeous. The other one that I'm a big fan of is Chieftain Red Ale. Used to get it in like the Students' Union pubs and everything. It was absolutely fantastic. Big fan. And don't find it on tap in many places. Although I will say, although I was in London, like that's where the thing I was at was, although I was in London, when I ordered the pint of Guinness, the guy poured it properly. I didn't expect them to. I was like, I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. I know about shitty London pours. Everyone knows about shitty London pours. Like the way that, like, London is just famous for the fact that they will just... What they'll do in so many London pubs, including ones I've been in before, they will just sit there and they'll go, it's like, okay, you want a Guinness? They'll set the glass like this, under the thing, they'll pull the draft and they just fill it up like that on a perfectly level glass. No 120 seconds, nothing like that. They just don't care. And I'm just sitting there thinking every single time, it's like, who hurt you? Who hurt you for you to become like this? That you would pour it like that?
I need time.
To the point where there are certain bars in London where if I order like a Guinness Zero, when I see them reach for the can, I'm just like, can I just have the can and a glass? And they're like, oh, we can pour it for you. And it's like, I know you say that, but you can't. Or like, I know for a fact, yous are just going to sit there and you're not going to pour it properly. And Guinness deserves to be treated with respect. You know? I don't think that's a very controversial thing to say either. But I do love a wee, yeah. I love a wee sort of Guinness Zero, a wee pint now and then. That was the biggest thing when I was off like booze for, I did 10 months, like not like zero. I wasn't allowed any drink or anything. I was just like, okay, but I'll just like, yeah, I know. Something about London, man. Shitty London pours. It's page on Instagram you can actually find. I'm pretty sure it is just called Shitty London Pours. And it is an embarrassment.
I need more time.
When you see some of the ones, some of them, they'll just pour, and like the glass is like half head. And you're like, why would you ever serve that? Because tell you what, if I was a bartender and someone ordered a pint of Guinness, I'm going to pour the pint of Guinness how I would like to drink the pint of Guinness. I.e. properly. So instead, when I see them do these shitty pours, it's just like, would you drink that?
I need more time.
Would that be something you would go as like, I'm happy to have this as my beverage? It's like, no. You would be livid if someone poured it like that.
Reverend Mother Prava expects me.
Open the gates.
Ugh. But I think this weekend I'll maybe have a couple of the wee Guinness Zeros. Got about 12 cans or something. Love the flavour of it, love the taste of it. The other half is working on some very important data. She works in very intelligent field. She actually works in like research on like cancer research. So she's got stuff to prepare for Tuesday and all. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna do my best to stay out of your hair this weekend. I'm going to do my streams and everything. And I'm going to try not to get hooked into The Resident, which is the show that she's watching on Netflix, where I was just like, ugh, this is garbage, but it's addictive addictive garbage. You know, it's the same as every medical drama, I think. You know, it falls into that sort of, it's like, oh, of course they have to establish like all of these things, like, oh, we've got a romantic relationship which they're gonna implement, and it's just like, do actual doctors have this level of professionally incestuous relationships or anything? Is it not like a thing where you should just be like, okay, so I work with these people, so idea, don't crap where you eat. Obviously, some people may, you know, it's not a case of it's like, oh, you choose who you've got feelings for, but it's also like, do people not have anxiety about like what happens if stuff don't go well and you still have to work together? Do people not just have that thing that's just like, that would just be too awkward? That would be way too awkward. You know, I'm on Lightbringer. There we go. Okay, good. Altar of Martyrdom. Good. That's this one done. We'll go ahead and drink this.
Feel the sting of your wounds. Let The ice.
It is blown out of proportion. It's also something that I've noticed where they
For the
they always have these things where they're just like, we don't know what to diagnose this person as. It's like, what's happened? They're experiencing these symptoms, but we've never seen this before. And you're just like, oh, I've seen this before. Maybe if you guys watched any of the medical dramas you're based on, like, surely one of them should be able to go as like, hey, so in this other medical drama TV show that I watch, they encountered this disease. Because 9 times out of 10, it's the same friggin' disease. It's always just like, well, you know, my husband used to be such a nice guy, but now his personality has changed really erratically, and all of a sudden he's a much angrier, more sarcastic person. And you're just like, oh, I know the reason why. I'm not a doctor, but I know the reason why. He has a tumor on his brain that is causing behavioral changes. Because it's the same thing that happens in every...
Feel how small you are. Embrace humility. Accept
Thank you for that.
in worship to the Father. For he has shown us the way.
Other half was just popping in to say hello. She is off to shower now and everything. I need to shower tonight before I go to bed. Because I showered 2 nights ago in the hotel. Didn't shower last night. Got into the house and I was like, oh my god, I'm going to sit down and I'm just going to rot in this chair. And that is my plan for the evening. Just rot. And I did a pretty good job of rotting. Went to bed at like midnight, I want to say, or something. And dear god, the gas I had. Oof. Yeah. Something about being on airplanes. You just always end up where, you know, you get into the house and all of a sudden you just fart an absolute storm. That was what happened to me. And not just me, unfortunately, my lovely partner had to deal with the side effects of it.
Yourself. Find your faith. Feel how it fills the void within you.
Yes, I hear you.
Remember, you are nothing.
Normally doctors write stuff off as idiopathic and go home.
To the light. And
I do not actually... I'm guessing an idiopath, like when I'm thinking idio, I'm thinking like idiom, which is... An idiom, I think, is like a... anecdotal sort of thing. So is an idiopath just... So like, oh, this is a person thinking this based on all kinds of random information they've seen externally, and now they're going, it's like, I must have that because I clearly went on the internet and googled it, and that therefore means I am hypochondriac. Which I don't actually know what chondria is from. I know hypo is below. Like, hypo is the lower end, hyper is the higher end. That's why, like, if someone's having low blood sugar, it would be hypoglycemia or hyperglycemia. But you don't really hear much about hyperglycemia. You don't, like, depending where you are, you may not even hear much about hypoglycemia. You know? Common amongst diabetics. Not just type 2. I didn't know, before I started dating my current partner, that type 1 was autoimmune, and type 2 was more related to, like, diet, typically. I always just knew the type 2 one, and I was just like, yeah, I don't know what type 1 is. But I found out it's where basically your body goes, it's like that pancreas. Don't trust it. Oh, symptom is unknown. Ah. So is idio just from idiot? Like, unknown idiot. A person who does not know something. I don't know. I like learning about etymology. I like learning about how a word is constructed, why it means what it means, this, that, and the other. All these kinds of little tidbits. Because if you know those kinds of things, sometimes you can actually start figuring the meanings of other words and start building up. You know, if you understand how a word is constructed, you might be able to learn more about the language that way. Not always, because obviously English is 3 languages wearing a trench coat, masquerading as one language.
Let our faith be our
Yes,
arm
come on.
against the encroaching darkness.
So we're nearly there. Okay, so we'll get this here. We'll do Unstable Currents, Prime, and Supreme.
Ah, you've returned. Come.
We can increase our movement speed, I see, which will be useful. That is a definite. Yes to that. Because if we have up to a 21% chance with lucky hit,
Yet you stand.
then at that point, that's a good chance to stun enemies. And if we stun them, we deal 26 lightning damage. So, let's head on back. Can we? Nope, I don't think we can. We got to just manually go. Oh, did a silly thing. This is my cat, by the way. On the screen right now. This is the mount that you get for pre-ordering the DLC, which I did because I have really gotten back into Diablo, in case it wasn't obvious. It's...
I need more time.
Yeah, they really have improved it a hell of a lot. Paragon is still... trying to teach English used to be the bane of your existence. Oh, were you a teacher, or did you do one of those teaching languages abroad sort of things? Because those are all really cool. Like, my cousin did one that was in rural China, in, like, the mountains, years and years and years ago. He said it was really rewarding, but also, at the same time, really frustrating. Because, they kept trying to apply logic to learning English. And it's like, oh, yeah, that would be a silly thing to do. Because it's, yeah.
I'll explain on the way.
I mean, like, consider the fact that, like, the English language for, like, the English language word for an instrument comprised of differing lengths of metal sheet which you hit, you strike to create different tones. That is a glockenspiel, which isn't the English language word for it. That's just straight up the German word. Oh god, no. They have a Vilunatic that has that ability. No, please, for the love of god, don't. Okay, so at least the Vile Shaman can actually bring the Vile Lunatics back. Okay, yep, ouch. So, just stay the hell out of their way. Oh, wait, yep. This is important. You'll see why in a little bit. When we get to the next boss, I'll show you precisely why that is such a good ultimate to use. Because Unstable Currents means when you cast a shock spell, another shock spell of a non-basic type will be cast as well. Doesn't cost you a resource, but my basic attack is a shock spell. So, I can keep attacking with my basic attack, and every attack it will spawn another better attack free of charge. And it's like, yeah, This is...
I'm not ready yet.
This is gonna work.
Coming from the Black Lake. Do you feel it?
I don't feel it. I need to talk to you.
Nerel.
There we go. Now,
This place is
Necropolis time.
hatred. I need
You'll be able to see when we're fighting, what do you call it? Oh, I forgot to get to that. We need to destroy the weird, like, is it something of agony?
I
Was
need
it like a bloat of agony or something you call it? I don't know. There's a word for it. It's basically just a big, red, ugly thing. You're dead. Bye-bye. Alright, screw it. So that was not a great example. But yeah. That's us just doing a normal attack, and it's spawning all of those things. What is with the explodey thingies around me?
I saw shattered images of the end of Sanctuary.
Oh!
Great serpent.
Core, Conjuration, or Mastery. Oh yeah, it is. So it is just shock.
I'm not ready yet.
That's okay though. We can
I need to destroy the tumors.
do something with it. Tumor of hatred. That's it. It's not a tumor. Come on. What are you waiting for? Do it. Kill me. Ah! That's my best version of Arnie that I can do. Today we are going to play a game called Who is Your Daddy and What Does He Do? No, you can't go to the bathroom. There is no bathroom.
Ready yet.
You know, I know, it's... Everyone can do like an impression of Arnie, but only Arnie can do Arnie's voice properly. Everyone's got their version of it, though. I suppose it's a little like absolutely everyone has some version of Morgan Freeman's voice in their head. So, quite often, you will hear people do whatever their thing is. Like, hello there. Here I am, talking about all kinds of nonsense, while I play Diablo 4. This is Morgan Freeman, and he likes to play the sorcerer class, because he too likes to use crowd control on enemies,
I need time.
and shock is, without a doubt, the best version of damage for the sorcerer.
I need time to prepare that.
I'm reasonably happy with my Morgan Freeman one. Obviously, there's always more you can do with it. There's a bit like, I just, oh, someone's selling cheap G old. Cheap G old? So excited. Use code HATRED to get 8% off. Who is buying gold in this game? Gold is really easy to come by. Like, I legitimately... Whoop. He exploded. Gross. Yeah, I have... I mean, yes, I don't really use the marketplace that much or anything, but still. I think at the moment I have... Yeah, 1 million gold. On just the seasonal realm. Last season, I finished the season with like 300 million gold. And it, like, I didn't even sell stuff to get to that. Most of my stuff was spent deconstructing and, like, reforging.
I need time to prepare.
So, yeah. Please don't ever buy gold for Diablo. But I suppose every Blizzard game has their markets. Hehehe. Bye-bye. Whoop. Whoop. Okay. What is the fiery explodey thing? I do not understand what this fiery explodey thing is that keeps doing damage. Keeps striking down and everything, but I've not got a fire spell equipped or anything.
To give you the key. You stand in the way of the Savior. The Holy.
Yes, Inarius, you self-righteous prat.
Victorious in hell.
Curse this place. I'm being followed.
Oh, you're being followed? Really? You're being followed while you traverse through the place where you can actually see the skittering tendrils of blood everywhere. Who frigging knew? Whoop. What are the ones we get for this? Attack speed by 25%. Aha! The crackling energy thing is a yes. Okay, so he's going to eventually go into the little... Oh, look at me, I'm doing a random blood burst attack on you. Okay, so he'll do this, and then we do this. So yeah, here we go. This is how we do our damage. Hit you a few more times with these. Ha 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 ha. Oh boy. Oh no. He's going to do his bursty worsty. Yeah, we just tanked that. Why the hell wouldn't we? Whoop. Is it gonna... Yep, there we go. That's our next.
I'm not ready yet.
Come on. Take more damage, please. Still don't understand what those big flamey ones are. Okay, yep, so he's dead. We're gonna take this not to wear, but to break down. Because that's a new aspect of the codex. So, yeah. That will get broken down. We didn't actually level up out of that.
I will not ask again.
Give me the key to hell. I will not ask again. Look at me. I am an angel.
Is that him?
He speaks with this deep voice, which isn't actually all that deep. Right, yes, attack speed up. Speak with Neyrel. Okay, so we can just straight up teleport back to Yelesna. And we'll do the thing there. That will be Act 1 complete, and then we can move on to Act 2. So,
I need more time.
On we go, and... Hello.
Neyrelle.
So,
She came seeking the Harad.
I will quickly change, or like stop and restart the recording so that it breaks the thing into different acts.
In truth, we would need her more than she needed us.
Oh wait, yeah, I can skip that. Right. And start new recording. Excellent. So, we're good. And we're back. So, unforeseen visit. We're going over to visit Donan. Donan the Barbarian. Oh wait, do we have access to the thing yet? We don't just yet. Okay, so we gotta be level 25 before we get access to those enchantments. But we can still do it. We're gonna manage it. We will succeed. No, Menestad is unlocked. We can keep on trucking. Over we go. I do hate the length of time it takes sometimes to travel across stuff. Like how slowly you regenerate the usage charges on your evade on horseback and all. Because I would like them to be much quicker and more efficient than they currently are.
Light's blessing.
Come on, we're going to miss it.
You're going to miss it? So this here is Score's Glen, obviously. Which is... You know, a glen is basically like a wooded hill sort of place. Like you've got a place called Glenarif over here. You've got like Glenowen and everything.
Traveler.
So the glens are hilly, mountainy terrain with lots of forests and everything, and generally really, really gorgeous to look at. They are, like, when you see like the photos from like Northern Ireland and Scotland and everything, you're just like, there's a hell of a lot of beauty there. It's like when you see some of the places, like some of the non-built up places in England, you're just like, the UK has some really, really, really beautiful vistas. We just kind of, like, got rid of a hell of a lot of it so that we could put up big, towering skyscrapers that are not even that pretty to look at. Because I'm not impressed by big glass-fronted buildings. I like a good stone facade. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, but I will say it again. Stone masonry, when done right, is so much cooler. Okay, let me in here so that I can talk to the dude. Not actually even a dude. I see the visit, I come back upstairs, there's a fight going on. We fight, we wrestle, we kill all the baddies. A signal horn, which also is the same sound as, you know, appropriately, what I was letting out yesterday when I got back home. Because I had some serious airplane gas. Maybe it's the pressurized cabin. Maybe that's it. Can't be anything to do with all the fizzy drinks that I drink. That would be a ridiculous notion. Absolutely ridiculous it would be. Okay, fine. You want to act like this? Fine. And there we go. I really do love the soundtrack for this. Even just that little sort of battle sound, the way it's got like the guitar going like doo. It's not much, but it really does sort of add to the feel of it. Adds this sort of impact that I don't know if I would say feels the same if you were doing it just with a French horn or a violin or something like that there. I can't think of an instrument that would give that same sort of feeling as that driven electric guitar has in it. Because it sounds so unnatural. It doesn't sound like an instrument. It doesn't sound like a synth, though. Like, a synth can be too aggressive sometimes. But that, it just sounds waily. You know? Like, just the guitar is wailing. Right. Where have we our peoples?
Grass in the wind when the spirits arrive. Physical barriers alone will not be enough.
Hello.
Your talismans and dirt scrolling will give the dead greater pause.
I don't think the dead need paws. They've still got hands.
You picked a fine time to visit Braestag, Wanderer.
Mind what lurks in the fog, and return as soon as you can. Don't run
The road's up.
if anything happens.
Right. Up the mountain we're going, lads.
Hope I can do the same one day.
We shall ascend to the very peaks.
You've seen how he is. I need to persuade a mystery and let me leave the blood.
Up we go. And we gotta run up here. Then we gotta jump across to here. And it raises the question of why? Why is it necessary to do all of that? I wonder. It's a very important question. Because you could have made it so much simpler, to be honest. You could have had it just be a really nice, easy little thing that you're doing. You know? Press a button, go into the dungeon. Something like that. Instead, they build this whole big open world. But I also play Morrowind, so I can't really judge a game for being bad at navigation. Because, as I say, I play friggin' Morrowind. Morrowind, the place which tells you it's like, oh, you need to go to the southwest, but it's actually someone mistyped it. It's to the southeast. But where are the rest of these? Ah, there we are. Hello, big dude. Oh, you're poison enchanted. How wonderful. Ooh, and you got stunned.
It worked.
It did work.
Spirits from their rest. We should make haste within.
We'll put the spirits to rest. Don't you worry, sunshine. We'll do you proud. So, we are at level 16 now. So I would like to increase our crit chance. I mean, we're going to increase our chance. What's our next level actually? What's the... Okay. So a reduction of 3.5 seconds per level. So we can go from 70 to 56 seconds at max rank for that. Whoop. Let's go ahead and do that. You can see there the little counter on the side that'll tell you, it's like, okay, this is what you've got as a boost to your critical chance. I've got 4 stacks built at the moment, which means I've got 4% extra chance for a critical hit. But that means it'll probably be the next couple of hits will be, one of them will be a critical hit, and then at that point we are reset, so we have no more bonus. But once you've got this maxed out, 3% per hit and 1 cast of your basic skill gives you 4 chances, right? 4 separate chances to increase your thing. Because look at that. 3, 7, 8. All of this here. All in the purpose of going upwards. Don't know why I'm deciding to be Scottish. Actually, I do. It's because I love the Scottish accent. And we're in Scotland, so why wouldn't we be? But also at the same time, I feel like we probably shouldn't stick with that logic, because then I'm a little bit worried if we get to somewhere like Nahantu in the DLC. I don't know how sensitively I could do an African accent. I can do an okay version of Charon, or Sharon, or however you pronounce it, from John Wick. You know, the one that was played by Lance Reddick. But that was just because I loved his voice so much that I actually was just like, I need to learn how to do this. As in, like, it's an actual need for me to learn how to do this. You know the guy that's the concierge at the Continental? I am afraid to say, Mr. Wick, the Continental does not offer that service. I, however, would be honored to perform the duty.
I need time.
You know, like, it's really interesting voice that he did for it. Lance Reddick. To the point where that was the first role I'd ever seen him in. I genuinely thought, it's like, oh, okay. That's pretty cool. Gotten, like the Senegalese or something. And then looked it up and was like, oh, he's American.
I'm not ready yet.
That's very interesting. Because usually Americans just want to sound American. Or they will try to do an accent or something. They'll try to be like, oh, so my character is British. So like, Americans, when they think of British, they always think, oh, the British talk like this. So an American playing a British person will always talk like this. That's why you don't see many shows where an American will play a British person. They'll get a British person. But also at the same time, when you look at a lot of American programs and everything, you'll find out that they hire a lot of British people to play Americans. Because apparently British people are more convincing as Americans than Americans are. Dr. House, for example, Hugh Laurie. You've got, like, Homeland, features a number of British people. You've got Billions, has the British guy in it. Whole pile of different shows where they have an American. Walking Dead, another great example. Walking Dead has, what do you call him? Andrew Lincoln, the guy from Love Actually. Terrible movie, but...
An elegy written by Eretha. This is a memorial to all who died fighting Astaroth.
He can kiss my Astaroth.
The weak perish. All ash forgotten.
I appreciate it as well, the fact that they allowed the Scottish voice there to say, forgotten. Because there are not many places in Northern Ireland nor Scotland, and the accents for both are quite similar often, because we have such close cultural ties. But there are lots of places, such as my hometown, where we don't say it's like, oh, can you pass the butter? We will say it's like, oh, can you pass the butter? It's not butter, it's butter. Hard to grasp the concept to the UK. Yeah. But yeah, at the same time, they're also fine with the fact that, like, even when you look at America and all, you could have someone who's from, like, Texas sort of direction, you know? They may have that kind of Texas voice. Or you could probably have someone who's more like Minnesota. Almost sounds sort of like a Canadian sort of one, like the people you'd find in Newfoundland. Or, you may just have the more sort of stereotypical thing. for the American. I don't even know what kind of accent that is. Or you could have like the New Yorker style, you know, always talking about walking here, all that kind of nonsense. Or you could be from Boston and you could be trying to park the car. You know, you could have all of those sort of things in one country, but yet the UK always has to sound like British fish and chips. And it's like, you realize, like, quite often John Cleese was playing a character in Monty Python, right? That's not actually just how all the British people sound. And also, for the love of God, Americans, stop trying to play Irish people. Americans do not do a very good job at portraying the Irish accents. The closest I've ever heard to a good one from an American wasn't even necessarily Irish. It was the English sort of travelers. English travelers in, what do you call it? Snatch. The Guy Ritchie movie. Guy Ritchie directed it. And Brad Pitt was in it. He was like, "Shall I Dags? Hey, we want these caravan. No, that's the kind of thing. Talk to the caravan. No, right. No, right. I mean, you absolutely is that. You know, that was how Brad Pitt sounded in it. And while he was speaking in that role, I was sitting thinking, I was like, I've met that person before. I know that dude. Because it was so genuine. Like, it was such a good sounding, like, sort of Irish traveler voice. That I was sitting thinking, I was like, yep. Okay, Brad Pitt is... He's got some acting chops. He did. He did. Like that one, the pikey character in it, can't remember his name of the character, but it was like sort of Irish traveler, so like the, would have been sort of same background as the Irish travelers you would have in Ireland, Northern Ireland. Very nomadic sort of ones, pick up your caravans. So some of them did actually end up years and years and years and years and years ago heading across, settling over in England and all. It was just a fun one. I liked that movie. It was so stupid.
That was one of the revered dead from the cairns.
Returned to the worms. May they find rest.
It's a good movie. Snatch.
Did you think we'd
Another one that was also very good, I absolutely love it, was, don't know if you ever watched Four Lions, the Film 4 created one. Film 4 have actually financed some really, really good movies over the years. While they're doing their little conversation-y thing.
The fog is too near to leave them undefended.
I forgot to open this before, but I got a new teeny tiny little wet palette for my Warhammer guys. That one's more convenient for sort of taking and traveling and all, so it'll be a good one to give a shout. I needed more, like, my other one was just a lot of, the sponge wasn't the best on it anymore. The sponge was starting to go and it was just like, okay, so buy a new sponge and new paper for it and everything, which is going to cost me like 20 quid, or get a new wet palette, just a basic one for, what do you call it, like 3 quid, I think. Whoop. So we have a lethal shrine, which is giving us guaranteed crits, which me likey very much.
I need time to prepare.
Ooh, yeah. Come on. So we'll get him to do his little attack there. Perfect. That's him out of the way. We can grab these. Let's do a little heal up there. Oh yeah, we can also go ahead and mount up at the same time. And down we go. You know who I also like? Is Peter Serafinovich. There are so many people that, like, people that I work with even, and some of them didn't ever get the luxury of seeing the Peter Serafinovich show when it used to be on, I think it was on BBC, it was the sketch comedy thing where he had like all kinds of different stupid ones, but my favourite one of it was Kitchen Gun, 40k and Diablo, both not really the cup of tea. Fun to watch in D4, fun to learn some lore for 40k. Thinking of making those things your hobby gives you anxiety. I don't blame you. It's 40k is a difficult sort of thing getting into. This was my little test paint with my air gun when I got it. But some of the other little ones that I've had, it's surprising how quickly you can improve your skills in it. It's really surprising, actually. Because for me, 6 months ago, my painting was alright on some models. Nowadays, like, I would say, even though I haven't really painted much in that 6 months, I've improved my skills pretty significantly to the point where 3 hours I can take a model and nearly have it perfect. Well, not perfect. Have it battle ready, I guess. Not parade ready. Not quite parade ready. But, getting there. And eventually, it will be to the point where an hour's time will be so long for me. Like, so much I can get done in that hour. Which is what I'm most excited for. The point where I'm eventually able to, in the space of an hour, get a really good way through a model, and hopefully get to get to quickly put an army together. Okay, oh, so you're a dick. Let's go ahead and do that. Okay, yep. You're gonna strike us with lightning-y things. Okay, crap on a cracker for you. Still don't get the flamer thing. I still don't get the thing of the flamethrower. Why I'm getting these things. But I also won't blame you if you don't get into like 40k and all. I mean, everybody has to be allowed their own hobbies. That's, you know, what keeps the world interesting. Oh, oh crap. Right, okay. Okay, good. Right, you are stunned now. Okay, right. Erida is pretty much done at this point. Fire at you. Okay. I'm hoping I can figure a way to get it just right with my shock skills, because this here is taking longer than I want it to. This sounds a bit intense. I don't blame you. It is very intense. I won't lie to you. But like, that's the thing. What the... Like, if... As long as you have a hobby that keeps you happy, why not? You know? Do what makes you happy, so long as it doesn't make others unhappy. Although if they're only unhappy because, like, say you're an artist and you like drawing stuff, but some people say it's like, oh, your artwork's very dark and everything. Don't listen to those people. If you want to draw dark artwork, you draw dark artwork. Death metal will always need album covers. That's my view on it. Because some of my favorite pieces of art, you know, I don't care about, like, oh, this piece symbolizes hope or anything. I like some of the ones, like some of the pieces of work. There was a East European painter. I think he was Polish. Martin something. But he painted, like, all of these things that looked like basically a depiction of almost like hell. Like Hieronymus Bosch would have described it. And some of those were absolutely incredible pieces of art when you look at all the technique behind it. But they were also pretty dark and fucked up. Just the same as some heavy metal music. I absolutely love it. Some of it a little bit fucked up. Some people like rap music as well. And rap music quite often has a little bit messed upness to it. Where they'll be talking about it's like, oh hey, so let's in this rap song discuss shooting people with automatic rifles. Because they are wearing a t-shirt that is the color of a different group of people that we've decided we don't like. And it's like, okay, fair enough. You want to talk about that? Fair. Just please don't actually do that. I don't like this whole thing. It was like, oh, to be part of a black metal group, you have to have killed someone. Or to be part of this rap group or something, you have to have murdered. And it's like, no. Don't, that's a cult. That's not on. Don't do that. Don't murder.
I need more time.
Yeah. Just generally good idea. You know, so please do keep that in mind the next time you're thinking about don't. Less murder. Whoop. Come on, fellas. There we go. Good stuff. We're getting closer and closer to it. Once we get to 25, we're definitely going to do that dungeon quest thing that gives us access to our, what do you call it? Hi there, White Wolf. Lead the way. What is it they say in Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2?
Lead me to the slaughter.
I don't even think... He almost sounds Americanized, if I remember right, that Dreadnought.
Lead me to the slaughter.
Maybe not. Maybe it is British.
Lead me to the slaughter. Battle Brothers.
People seem to not get the whole don't murder, you shall not kill thing. Yeah. I don't actually know the level of truth to it, but there are some that say, like, from the original version of the Bible, because obviously it was written in Hebrew and Aramaic, that the Hebrew language actually had a word for kill and a word for murder, and that people just said it's like, oh, so kill is the same thing as murder. but that it is actually a different sort of one. I don't know how true that is in terms of things, but I wouldn't be surprised, because even the English language has a different word for kill and murder. You know, one is kill, one is murder. So, it might be that we've been misinterpreting it all this time, and the whole thing is, don't kill people illegally. Which would have some really interesting ramifications if that was in fact the thing. Could you imagine the mortal sin was just as like, oh, you're only going to hell if you murder illegally? And it's just like, okay, so what does that mean for times where it was legal to commit atrocity? Such as, you know, I don't know, just thinking off the top of my head, like in Ireland, where for a long time it was basically legal to have all of these things that you did that were really... Semitic language is not your strong suit. I mean, this is not me asking for confirmation one way or another. I just think it's interesting when you see different things sort of going about, because I enjoy etymology. I really do. Learning languages, words, all those things is cool to me. But I like that. I prefer, though, like, definitely, well, not prefer. I know more about, like, Greek and Latin root words than I do about, Arabic, Hebrew, Semitic sort of ones. Yeah. Don't know as much about those. Is it obvious I was a nerd in school? But ironically, didn't do well in school. Except for maths. Maths I did well at. Irish also got a B in my GCSEs. But I'm pretty sure that was because my teacher told me I was going to fail, so it was just like, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Okay, shock skills have up to a 14% chance now. This is definitely happening with our upgrade, because that means we have up to a 14% chance to stun an enemy for 3 seconds and deal an additional 26 damage. That's a chunk of change right there. Okay, that'll be that. So we'll move past that.
I need time to do that.
Whoop. Okay. Right, that's that. We move on to our next one. I wonder does it count as like a 14% chance for each like hit of sparks, because sparks hits 4 times, which is why, like there, we're at 3 bars. Fire this once, 7. That right there. So does that mean we have up to 14% chance per tick of damage from it? Or is it 14% chance per cast to stun an enemy for 3 seconds? These are the important questions. Whoop. Yeah, I'm a mangy hind. Liking firewalkers. Although I should say, I'm not liking that firewalker. Get it. Get it. It's funny, because it's not. Profane Clot. Now, we're in here. Tame Thicket. getting closer and closer to level 25. And once we're at level 25, then we need to expend a few points just to get some different skill bonuses.
This crimson cradle, let there be born
Amalgam of Rage. Oh, also, I don't know if any of you are fans of, but they've just announced Tomb Raiders 4 through 6 remastered. It's going to be coming out on February 14th, which is the same release date as 1, 2, 3 remastered was. So I don't know what about Valentine's Day screams Lara Croft, but diphthongs and triphthongs. Yeah, Irish is a bit of a weird sort of thing, considering the fact you've got a word that is TFIOCHAIDH. So all of those letters, when you combine them together, the TFIO, and the like the second I has a fat over it, but not the first. So that TFIO is cha. Like there is no reason for it to be cha, but that word is actually spelt as like Tufayokaid or something, but it's actually Chucky. Yeah, it's a weird one. It's one of 11, I want to say. I want to say there's 11 irregular verbs in the Irish language. But yeah, lots of different weird, tiny little things about it that are very peculiar. Level 19. Perfect. We're up to 21%.
I'm not ready yet.
So I definitely want to get 1 point of this Firebolt, because that will give us the enchantment that allows us to deal additional burning damage to enemies, which we can combine with the Firewall, and that will mean we have the ability to randomly create damage over time area effect on the ground. But random little bit of Irish for you. If you want to say hello to someone, just say Giadich. To respond to that, you would just say Gias Muradich. If someone ever asks you, it's like, oh, Kajay Marathatu, then at that point you would probably just go, it's like, oh, Tammy Gamoy Garmayog, which just means I'm good, thank you. Gamoy is just good and everything. One of the gestalts really want to close one day, being half Irish. It's... I mean, even here in Ireland, it's not that much of a spoken language. Well, I say Ireland. I'm in Northern Ireland. It's less spoken here, but even down south, there are only a few places that would exclusively speak Irish. If you go to a Gaeltacht or something, then at that point you probably would actually have... They actually, in Gaeltacht areas, frown upon speaking English and everything, because the whole thing is, it's meant to be an area to help people educate on the language. So, I mean, from Gaeltacht to teach. But there are also a lot of things where you're just like, oh, I can see where we get this. Like GAOL is just jail. So, like, one of the tourist attraction things here is Crumlin Road Jail. But everyone's always just like, oh, should we go to Crumlin Road Gaol? Or, what is a gaol? And it's like, oh, the gaol? That's a jail. That's jail, is the word you're looking for. You've also seen that word in Elden Ring. The Everjail. So, yeah.
I need more time.
Although more of Elden Ring stuff is derived from Welsh than it would be from, like, sort of Irish and Scottish and everything. Yes, there are influences of Irish is Scottish and everything, but when you look at like Mogwyn and everything, Wyn is just like family of, essentially, in Welsh, which is another incredibly difficult language. I mean, what's that one? It's like Llanfair Pilgwyngyll. Llanfair Pilgwyngyll. Let's look it up. Llanfair. Right. Full name. Llanfair Pilgwyngyll Gilgerich Windrop Gilgerich Windrop Llantio Silio Gogogoch. So Llanfair Pilgwyngyll Gilgerich Windrop Llantio Silio Gogogoch. Yeah, no, that's not happening. I will openly admit that I will probably never be able to say that. There's a Welsh guy in work who actually can say it, and he just says it like just completely offhand and everything. But apparently it's not actually even what it was originally called. They decided to change the name to include that to make it a little bit more touristy. David Tennant, interestingly, knows how to say it, and amused Michael Sheen, because the two of them were on an interview whenever Good Omens was released. It was on Graham Norton, and David Tennant was like, "Oh, I can say that town name." And Michael Sheen, who is Welsh, he was just like, "No, you can't. No one can. What the hell are you talking about? Of course you can't say it." I was like, "No, I can say it. Go on then." And he actually said it, and Michael Sheen was like, "Why do you know how to say that?" And apparently the answer was because they had a sign language interpreter, like British Sign Language interpreter, who was helping them out on a play at some point in the Royal Shakespeare Company or something. And they decided they wanted to add little words to mess with the sign language interpreter. So they decided to add that town name, Llanfair Pilgwyngyll Gogerich Windrobo Llantio Silio Gogogoch. Llanfair Pilgwyngyll Gogerich Llanfair Pilgwyngyll Gogerich Windrobo Llantio Silio Gogogoch. Yeah, no, I'm getting better, but it's going to take a long time before I get there. It's going to take a long time to get there. So, yeah, don't be expecting me to just be throwing that out there every single day. But who knows, maybe that'll be one of the things. Maybe that'll be a channel point redeem on Twitch or something, you know? It'll be like, oh, hey, just to let you know, if you, like, use 100 channel points on Twitch or whatever the equivalent whenever YouTube implements that sort of stuff, then at that point we'll see, can I say it? And I'll be like, okay, so for 100 channel points, you can remind me to practice Llanfair Pilgwyngyll Llanfair Pilgwyngyll Llantio Silio Gogogoch. Llanfair Pilgwyngyll Gogerich Windrobo Llantio Silio Gogogoch. We'll get there. We will get there. The fella that did it for Channel 4, he was, like, absolute legend being able to do that. Because he just said it so effortlessly and everything. Like, that video of him saying it like that went, like, I mean, rightfully so, went viral. Because it was just like, yeah, no, dude deserves immense praise for that. Come on, fellas. We're gonna level up. There we go. There's our level 20. Boost this for our more of these here. Still doing alright at our kills and everything. But we're still only on Act 2. And we're also, like, not playing as the Necromancer. I think the Necromancer is just a class that is really, really weak. Or maybe it was because it was pre-patch. Maybe the DLC has balanced everything to a much fairer degree. Because the numbers are so much lower than they used to be. You're not having to worry about it. It's like, oh, we're dealing 250 damage per tick. I'm an incredible yapper. I do like to yap. I do like to yap. I'm one of those people, I don't know, there's sitting in silence with my own thoughts. Yeah, no, that's not for me. I tend to just say whatever random shite appears in my head, such as Clanvairpil ginge gogerich Clantios. No, Clanvairpil ginge gogerich Clandrobo Clantiasilio gogogoch. Clanvairpil ginge gogerich Quindrobo Clantiasilio gogogoch. That's probably as close as we're getting tonight. Yeah, that's as close as we're gonna get tonight, I would say. Donan, Mr. Barbarian. Let's have a chat. Come on, Donan the Barbarian.
If you didn't see Yorin outside, we'll search on the way.
Your son is called Yorin. Are you aware of how similar that word sounds to urine?
We were discussing what happened to Erida, and then Lilith stormed the keep.
Ooh.
It's one of Yorin's protectors.
Well, that's not a good sign, is it? I mean, we all know what's happened. Well, we may not all. Eyjafjallajökull? Why did I say like the K as a ch? Eyjafjallajökull? Is that the one? Because I think, yeah, that was the Icelandic volcano, wasn't it? That, it was a subglacial volcano, so whenever it erupted, the ash plume and everything, caused by the amount of water falling into the, molten lava in the volcano, caused the big massive ash plume that grounded air traffic for several weeks, I want to say. I remember the thing on the news for it. Eyjafjallajökull. I mean, the FJ to me would just be Fj. EYJ would be Eyja. I'm guessing. Every time I go into like IKEA, I always try and do like some justice to like the pronunciations. I probably do a really terrible one, but I occasionally get complimented by the staff when I'm just like, oh, do you have like the Friheten in stock? And they're just like, oh, very good pronunciation. I'm sitting thinking it's like, they're probably just humoring me, but what the hell odds. I will accept whatever tiny little bit of validation I can get. Ooh, elixir of resourcefulness. I like being resourceful.
Not ready yet.
Trying to think what other ones. Oh, there's like the chemical name for Titan. Bingo. Pretty much straightforward in Germanic. Yeah. I like Germanic languages. The German tongue has a really just enjoyable way it hits the ear for me. I mean, some people are just like, oh, French is just the most romantic language and everything, and I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe it's the French accent or something, but the French accent to me quite often sounds almost sleazy. Sometimes, from the ones I've heard. I've not met many French people, but a couple of the ones I've met have had that sort of like, oh, this is stereotypical French. Oh, how are you doing? Oh, are you well? Because you are looking well. And you're just like, yeah, it puts me on edge a little bit. Whereas the Germans I have encountered all kinds of ones, they've all been incredibly pleasant. You know? And they always find it incredibly funny when they're just like, oh, so, do you speak any other languages? And yeah, just goes like, ah, well, mein Deutsch ist mittelmäßig. And then they're just like, of all the things you learned to say, this was what you wanted to say? Mein Deutsch ist mittelmäßig? Okay. You're very, very strange, Irish boy. But okay. We like you. There's also like that, Flulaborg, is it you call him? I like his stuff. When he plays like the Skip Tracer Randy. Skip Tracer Randy in The Rookie. Plus, like, even just his stuff on Instagram. It's like, when someone was saying, oh, you are shitting me.
They're here.
Like, no, why would I be shitting you? Are the people who are giving you the shit, are they, like, do they hand you the shit, or do they just... He amuses me. Come on, buddy. Big dude.
I'm not ready yet.
Come on, big dog. I keep forgetting. I'm calling him Big Dog, and he actually is quite a large dog. We also are capable of getting a good amount of stun potential on him. Uh-oh. That is dangerous. That is very dangerous, in fact. Okay, yep, we got a few of these here. Yep. Come on. Once we hit you to, like, a third of your health bar or something, you'll stop. So... Well, we can at least get a few things out here. I don't know how much of a point there is to... Yep, there we go. So he has pissed off to the next location. So we can follow behind. And also, just realized, we'll be able to make him vulnerable. There we go. So, oh, look at that damage. Look at that damage right there. That's a thing of beauty. Oh, yeah. There we go. A few of these dudes. Whoop. Oh, no. Okay, right. Come on, dude. You gotta stop the whole trying to murder me thing. It's cyberbullying is what it is. So he's gonna do his ranged. Yep, there we go. Come on. God, even the music in this fight is incredible. Kind of makes it feel like there's some kind of gravitas to it. Okay. Yep. There we go. We're getting there. Astaroth is going to die soon. Might be able to potentially... Could we... Maybe tonight... No, maybe not, because I still need to shower and everything. Still need to shower and try to keep some semblance of normalcy to my sleep schedule. Okay. Ooh. Oh, wow. Before he sets fire to them, villagers will actually try and strike him. Ooh, damn. Still got the... Yep, there we go. The unnotified ones that will drop down for no reason. Whoop. Okay, 9.9 stagger on that. Okay, right. maybe this will help. I don't think we're getting another stun on him. But we can at least do that. You gonna... Oh, you're not gonna do the... I thought he was gonna do the jump. But evidently not. Oh, crap. There we go. There's the jump again. And boom. So, Sorceress is just better. Bye-bye, Astaroth. You can kiss my Astaroth. And this. Ooh, potency. Mounts are restricted in this area. So, there we go. There's Act 2 done. Ahead of schedule. So we need 2 more points into that. So, killing a burning enemy increases mana regen. Increased burning. Yeah, we're gonna go for that, into that, into that for our healing. And that will help us out. So we'll have some form of healing.
I'm not ready yet.
Gonna take about 5 skill points. So we're probably going to be level 30 before we actually have our full survivability.
Aye.
Lilith
And there we go. But, meantime... Ooh. Oh god, you know what? We're upgrading to that first, and then we'll get our things. So we'll do, like, that firebolt, and then we'll grab... whatever this is. What is that one? So that's only on cast. I think we're better off going with the crackling energy. Each time crackling energy hits an enemy, shock skill cooldowns are reduced by 0.1 seconds, 0.35 against elites. So I think that's per enemy, so that's 0.4 per enemy. Unstable currents is going to be handy, so we'll do that, that, and that. That's going to be 5 points expended there. We need 4 into that. We need 1 into that. So 5, 4, 1. We've got 9 points to expend. 11. Another 2 points on those. So that's 13. And then we'll start looking at what is this going to be. Oh, wait. Oh. Okay. That skill is getting added for sure. But yeah. Meantime, we'll be back on tomorrow. Until then, take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic evening. And yeah. Plan weiter pilgwingig gogre robo clantiosile gogogoch. There we go. Bye bye now.